Hi students, welcome to our class on machine learning. So, myself Dr. M. Tirupati Rao, working as associate professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, VIT Visakhapatnam. So, as part of our lectures, we are seeing the machine learning and second unit basically about the classification and regression. We had seen the so many topics so far in the second unit regarding the linear separability, linear discriminates, classification algorithms and regression algorithms and different types of regression models available like linear regression, logistic regression, all these things we had covered so far. And now we are discussing about the important algorithms in the decision trees. So, in our last lecture we had seen the important algorithm called ID3 algorithm, which can be also called as iterative decustomizer 3 algorithm. Now, today we are going to see another important algorithm in the decision trees, and you can see this algorithm as an extension algorithm for ID3 algorithm, that is C4.5 algorithm. This algorithm is also proposed or developed by the same Ross Quinlan, same scientist. And of course, you can take this C4.5 algorithm as an extension of this ID3 algorithm, because so many problems are the drawbacks identified in ID3 algorithm were being solved by this C4.5 algorithm. So, let us go into the syllabus of the second unit, then we will go for in detail about this C4.5 algorithm. So, as part of our lectures, so far we had covered all these topics: linear separability, decision regions, linear discriminates, and types of regressions, that is the linear regression and logistic regression we had covered. We had covered the decision trees and ID3, and today we are going to see the important algorithm, that is C4.5 algorithm. The contents of my lecture include the basics of C4.5 algorithm, what are the drawbacks that ID3 algorithm has and how the C4.5 algorithm is going to overcome those drawbacks of ID3, and what is the advantages of this C4.5 and how this algorithm is going to actually work on the real time problems, and what sort of outcomes we may get by using the C4.5. And the objective of this lecture is the student can have good knowledge about this algorithm, and the outcome is, of course, the student can apply this algorithm on any real time problem to get the better output compared to other algorithms in solving the problem. So, okay, let us see how this C4.5 algorithm is different from the ID3 algorithm. Before seeing that, we can see the basics about this decision trees. So, basically we know that decision trees are the supervised machine learning model, and it is used to obtain or reply the data in the form of a tree structure, and it is mainly used to split the data with respect to a single parameter. By using that parameter, we are going to split the data. The tree can be explained by two entities, that is the decision nodes and leaves, and simply the decision nodes are the data is going to be split, and leaves are going to give you the final outcome, that is your final result what you are expecting from this decision trees utilization. So, I told you the main why you are going to use these decision trees are basically these decision trees are going to mimic like a human being. So, whenever you are getting a data to classify, the way how you are going to classify the data, in a similar way these decision trees also mimicking like a human being to distribute the data or classify the data. The second thing is, it is going to generate the logic such that with that logic the data can be interpreted in a easy manner. So, by considering these two important advantages, we are going to use these decision trees in normal. See, coming to this C4.5 algorithm, how this C4.5 algorithm is basically going to evolve and how it is going to support. Basically, C4.5 is an software extension of the basic ID3 algorithm. So, basically we can say C4.5 algorithm is an extension of ID3 algorithm, we can say, and it is also proposed similarly by Ross Quinlan, who developed the ID3 algorithm also. So, some of the following issues not dealt by the ID3 algorithm. So, these are some of the points which were not dealt by the ID3 algorithm, and C4.5 is going to resolve or discuss or describe with these issues. Let us see those issues. So, error pruning will be reduced in C4.5. So, pruning, we are going to remove the thing whichever is not required. So, we are going to prune the errors here, or error pruning method is reduced. Similarly, rule post pruning. So, basically by using the C4.5 algorithm, the decisions after making the attribute selection, then we are going for decisions. By these decisions and attribute selection, we are going to generate the rules, and here by using the C4.5, we are going to prune the rules also. Not only errors we are going to prune, but also we are going to prune the rules also by using the C4.5. Similarly, handling continuous attributes like temperature, where the temperature value is an continuous value, it always varies, it not will fixed with somewhere. Choosing an appropriate attribute selection measure, so choosing the correct appropriate attribute from the available data. Similarly, handling training data with missing attribute values. So, whatever the attribute values are missing, those also can be handled here in C4.5 algorithm. Similarly, handling the attributes with different costs, and similarly improving computational efficiency. So, these are some of the points where C4.5 is going to address and resolve those points which were not being resolved in the ID3 algorithm. The first point is error will be pruned, similarly rules will be pruned, and handling continuous values like temperature, and it is going to choose the appropriate attribute from the desired values. Similarly, training data also can be handled very well, and handling the attributes with different costs, and which are giving you efficiency in a computational way, in a better efficiency. So, the computational efficiency will come in a better way. So, these are the different points where the C4.5 is going to address, where ID3 algorithm had been failed to do this. Okay. Now, see what is the C4.5 algorithm. Basically, the C4.5 algorithm is developed by Ross Quinlan that generate decision trees DT, which can be used for a classification problems. So, basically this decision C4.5 algorithm will give you the decision tree as an output, and that can be mainly used for solving the classification problems. It improves the ID3 algorithm by dealing with both continuous and discrete attributes. So, here the C4.5 algorithm improved by ID3 algorithm, where it is dealing with both continuous and discrete values, whereas in ID3 algorithm we are dealing with only continuous values, but whereas in C4.5 algorithm we are going to deal with both the types of data, that is continuous type of data and discrete type of data we are going to use. Like another values, missing values and pruning the trees after construction also can be done in C4.5 algorithm. That means, whatever the values missing when you are preparing the values or attributes for a data set, those values also will be identified, and similarly pruning also will be done to the data. That means, if any changes we need to make for an attribute, that can be supported by this C4.5 algorithm, where that cannot be supported in ID3 algorithm. Its commercial next one is the C5.0 is also available in the market. It is suitable for real world problems as it deals with the numeric attributes and missing values. So, basically it is mainly C4.5 algorithm is mainly suitable for real time problems, because it is going to deal with both the types of numerical values and also missing values. That is the main thing about this C4.5 algorithm. Basically, this was developed by Ross Quinlan, and it is going to generate the decision trees, and by using these decision trees you can classify the data. That is the main thing about this C4.5 algorithm. See, C4.5 converts the trained trees, that is output of the ID3 algorithm, into sets of if then rules. Basically, whatever the decisions are the things developed by this ID3 algorithm, the C4.5 goes to the next level by generating the if then rules. That is the phase of this C4.5 algorithm. This accuracy of each rule is then evaluated to determine the order in which they should be applied. So, once the rules are developed, next we are going to calculate the accuracy of this each rule, and after calculating the accuracy of each rule, we are going to give them the order in which they should be applied. That means, order 1, rule 2, rule 3 should be designed in such a way by using the accuracy of these rules values. Pruning is done by removing a rule's precondition if the accuracy of the rule improves without it. So, pruning is done. That means, we are going to cut or make changes to the existing one. How? By removing a rule's precondition. If a rule is having a precondition, that means a precondition is already there with a rule, if the accuracy of the rule improves without it. If the accuracy of a rule is improving without its precondition, then we are going to prune that precondition. Why? Because it is just like improving its value without that condition. So, we can just remove that condition such that automatically the accuracy can be improved. The classifier used by C 4.2 is a decision tree. So, the classifier with which you are going to classify the data in the C 4.5 is a decision tree, and this tree is built from root to leaves by respecting the Occam's razor. So, basically here the classifier what you are going to use to classify the data is the decision tree, and this decision tree is going to be prepared by using this Occam's razor. What is this Occam's razor? See, this razor says that given two correct solutions for a same problem, we should choose the simple solution. Suppose you have a question, what is this Occam's razor will tell you is, suppose I told you this is a supervised learning which will work on the training data. So, in training data, once you are working with a question, you may have for a same question you have more than 2 or 3 answers for a same question. Then the thing is, this Occam's razor will tell you from among the all answers for the same question, you choose the simple answer among the all answers available for the same question. That is the Occam's razor says. The algorithms can be used for, so this algorithm can be used for smaller or larger, more accurate decision trees, and it is quite time efficient. So, this algorithm is mainly used for both smaller or bigger trees or decision trees, and moreover it is a quite time efficient algorithm. That is the thing about this C 4.5. Compared to ID3, C 4.5 performs well by default a tree pruning process. So, here compared to ID3, C 4.5 will have the pruning process, which leads to smaller trees, more simple rules, and more intuitive interpretations. So, compared to ID3, we are making more pruning is there. When pruning is there, whatever the thing is unwanted thing, we will cut them such that the trees can be more small. When the trees are becoming more smaller and smaller, it will be very easy for us to solve the problem, to understand the problem in a fashion. Similarly, to solve the same way, it is very useful for us. So, pruning plays key role here. The output and input requirements and a pseudocode for the C 4.2 is represented below. See, the input for the algorithm consists of a set S of examples described by continuous or discrete. Suppose take set S which is having elements in that set S which is having both continuous or discrete. Any type of data variables are there in the set S. Then the output is a decision tree. So, whatever the output we are expecting from this using this C 4.2 algorithm is a decision tree, we know that, and a set of rules that assign a class to a new class. So, we are applying a decision tree which are going to follow a set of rules. That is the thing we are going to work on this C 4.5. See this is an example. Stock levels, we are having a stock levels. Based on the stock levels, we are going to classify the tree. Suppose if the stock level is less than 10, we are having number available model. It is 10 to 40 value is there, then we are going to see the cost. Similarly, it is more than 40 stock value, then the cost we are going to take. Again, this is again classified into two subs. It is less than 10, it is by all. If it is greater than 10, only by 10. Similarly, if it is less than 5 and greater than 5, we have the similar conditions. This is just an example for C 4.5 algorithm. How this algorithm can be implemented on these type of examples, you can see this. Check for a base case. First of all, you see for a base case of this algorithm. Then you go for the next step. Find the attribute with the highest information gain, that is A best. I told you during the ID3 algorithm also information gain, whenever you are going to calculate or you are working with the algorithm, you need to have maximum information gain and minimum entropy value. Similarly, here also for the same set S, what we are taking, you calculate the information gain such that the attribute is having the highest information gain, and that can be represented as A best, attribute best. Then partition S into S1, S2, S3 according to the values of A best. So, based on this information gain and the best attribute, you are going to partition this S set into subsets S1, S2, S3 based on this set. Then repeat the steps for S1, S2, S3. So, first we have the base case. From that we are going to calculate the information gain of the attribute. With that information gain, we are finding the best attribute. and based on the best attribute value, you are going to separate the entire set S into subsets S1, S2, S3 and repeat the same step. Subset means next you will go for the S1 subset, there you are going to calculate the best fit or best attribute based on the information gain. Again, if the information is high for that subset, again we are going to separate like this until you reaches the final step, you will calculate the values for this. Like this in the same example what we had seen. At first we have the stock levels. From this we are having the 3 conditions 1, 2, 3. Based on that we have 3 sets. 1, 2, 3 we have classified into 3 subsets. Again we are going to calculate the gain or information gain of the each value. Then this is the less than 10 or greater than 10 best values, and here less than 5 or greater than 5. Here less than $2 or greater than 2. Based on these attribute values, we are going to separate the conditions S1, S2, S3, like that we are going to set the thing and repeating the same procedure for the as long as you can separate the S set into subsets, subset into other subsets. This is the way how this C 4.5 algorithm works. So, I told you first to choose the base case. So, how to choose this base case? The base cases are the following. So, how to choose the first step in the algorithm, that is the base case. What is this? All the examples from the training set belongs to the same class. So, all the examples in the model will belong to same set S. The training set is empty, returns a tree leaf called failure. If the training set is empty, then it will give you the answer as the tree is failure. If the training list is empty or attribute list is empty, then it returns a label, leaf label with the meaning called disjunction of all the classes. The attribute with the highest information gain is computed using the formula is. I told you, so how this information gain can be calculated for each attribute. How? This is the formulas we have. So, entropy value and information gain can be calculated like this. So, and the definitions of this, E of S will give you the entropy of S, G of S of A, where gain of S of A can be calculated. So, G can be represented here with gain, S is the set we are considering and A is the attributes, and G of S of A will give you the gain of S after a split on attribute A. Coming to the N, so number of classes in S. We took already S as a class. So, how many elements or how many number of elements are there in this class S can be represented with N. Similarly, probability of Ci will give you the frequency of class Ci in S. Similarly, M will give you the number of values of attributes A in S. Similarly, E S of A is subset of S with items that have A value. So, by using all these features values, you are going to calculate the information gain and entropy of the attribute. So, I told you one more important thing, pruning and missing values. So, what is this missing values? See, missing values are usually marked with the symbol question mark. So, normally whenever the data is representing, if a value is missed there, we will represent that with a question mark. Dealing with missing values involves imputation. So, when we are dealing with these missing values, we will call that as the imputation. Now, see what is this imputation? Imputation means if an important feature is missing, it can be estimated from the available data, that is called the imputation. So, if an important feature or important data is missing, we are replacing that or we are filling the data with the available information, that self is called the imputation. Distribution based imputation is done when we split the example into multiple instances, each with a different value for the missing feature. So, distribution based imputation is there. So, how this can be done is by filling when we are splitting the example into multiple instances. So, when we are splitting the data into multiple instances, we are going to fill that value with a different values for the missing feature, that is called the distribution based. It is assigned a weighted corresponding to the estimated probability for the partition missing values up to 1. So, when we are classifying the data into multiple values, the missing values will be replaced with the different values from the available data, that is called the missing. So, missing values are always represented with the question mark, and this identification of the missing values is called the imputation, And what is the imputation process? Filling the unavailable data from the available data is called the imputation. So, the another important thing is the pruning. I told you pruning means removing the unwanted thing from the existing data. So, here tree pruning is done here. So, tree pruning is done in order to obtain smaller trees and avoid overfitting of data, or overfitting means above the data which is not required. And similarly, smaller trees. When we want to make the data into smaller trees and overfitting, this pruning is done there. Pruning can be done in two ways, pre-pruning and post-pruning. So, before finalizing the attribute, pre-pruning, after finalizing the attribute, post-pruning can be done this. So, with pre-pruning, we stop building the tree when the attributes are irrelevant. So, when the attributes are irrelevant, we will use this pre-pruning by stopping the building of the tree. Similarly, when post-pruning is done, we build the entire tree and remove the certain branches. So, pre-pruning, when finalizing the attribute, we are going to remove some things such that the tree can be, we will stop the building of the tree to remove something. Similarly, when post-pruning, we build the entire tree and remove the branches, whatever the things. We can do this by either using subtree raising or subtree replacement also can be done by using this. This is called the tree pruning method. So, this tree pruning method can be done in two ways, pre-pruning and post-pruning. Pre-pruning means before identifying the redundancy of these things, and we will try to stop the building of the tree. Similarly, post-pruning, first we will try to build the tree, and from that we will remove the branches whichever are not required or unrelevant to the actual content. So, C 4.5 algorithm performs subtree replacement. This means that a subtree is replaced by a leaf if it reduces the classification error. Similarly, we estimate error rate as follows. Suppose node classifies n instances with e errors. Suppose error rate we are going to estimate in the C 4.5 algorithm by using this. Suppose a node classifies n instances with e errors. Suppose a node you are taking with, it is going to classify n instances with an error rate e. Then the actual error rate on new cases usually higher than the e by n. This is the logic you want to remember. Then the actual error rate on new cases usually will be higher than the e by n ratio. That means errors, e number of errors divided by this n value or number of nodes being classified or n instances classified. One way of estimating the error is by splitting the training set and estimate errors according to the instances not used for training. This is another way of finding the or estimating the errors from the data set. So, these are the advantages and disadvantages of the C 4.5. See what are the advantages? Builds models that can be easily interpreted. So, it builds the models that can be easily interpreted, easy to implement, and can use both categorical and continuous values, and it deals with noise. These are some of the advantages of using this C 4.5 algorithm. Similarly, these disadvantages are small variation in data can lead to different decision trees, and similarly does not work very well on a small training set, because when we are selecting the attribute values, you need to go for a more number of attribute values such that you can have a better output from these values. So, these are the some of the advantages and disadvantages. It can be easily built, easily implement, and it can be used on both continuous values and discrete values or categorical values, and it deals with the noise. Similarly, the disadvantages are it cannot be implemented on a small data set, and small variation in the data can lead to bad type of decision trees construction. So, this is the major difference between the C 4.5 ID3 and CART algorithm, that is another important in the decision trees. So, CART stands for classification and regression tree algorithm. So, these three algorithms are the decision tree algorithms which are famously used. So, for that I had given a detailed comparison in terms of various parameters for better understanding. See, the first one is ID3 algorithm, CART algorithm and C 4.5 algorithm. If you take in terms of splitting criteria, how the data can be split here is, in ID3 we are using the information gain, whereas in C 4.2 we are using the gain ratio, whereas in CART we are using the towing criteria. Similarly, the attribute type, it will have ID3 can handle only categories value, whereas C 4.5 will handle both categorical and numerical values. Similarly, CART also uses both categorical and numerical values. Similar to missing values, so ID3 cannot use the missing values, but whereas CART and C4.5 can handle both missing values. Similarly, pruning strategy, ID3 algorithm will not use the pruning, but whereas cost pruning is used in both the algorithms. Similarly, if you take outlier reduction, susceptible on outliers, so ID3 algorithm is always susceptible on outliers, can handle outliers, susceptible on outliers. So, from the three algorithms, CART algorithm is the only algorithm which can handle the outliers. But whereas ID3 and C4.5, they will be affected with this outlier presence. So, I told you outliers will disturb the existing data. So, whenever you are identifying an outlier in your data, you try to avoid or remove that outliers from the actual data you have. So, this is the main comparison about these three algorithms which will come under these decision trees. So, basically from the ID3, CART and C4.5, ID3 is having little bit less features or less supportability to advanced features compared to CART and C4.5. If you compare most of the characteristics, both CART and C4.5 are supporting the advanced features for advanced things, but whereas ID3 algorithm does not have such advanced features. So, that is the main difference between this ID3 and C4.5 and CART algorithm. So, from this you can say that ID3 is a basically basic decision tree algorithm compared to the CART and C4.5 algorithm. So, you can take this CART and C4.5 algorithms are little bit ahead, better algorithms than compared to the ID3 algorithm when they have the characteristics and performance measures. But you do not forget that these algorithms are similarly best fit in the actual conditions based on the real time scenarios. Based on the real time problems, sometimes ID3 may perform very well, sometimes CART or C4.5 may perform very well. We cannot say every time this algorithm is poor and this algorithm is very good. So, based on the conditions and criteria, these may depend. So, these are some of the textbooks which were prescribed for you. Some of the reference textbooks also I had given you for your better understanding. Whenever you have some free time, you please go through these things. And this is the references where I had collected this content for preparing this thing. So, as a whole, we had seen the C4.5 algorithm, which is an advancement to ID3 algorithm, and it is having some more advantages than the ID3 algorithm, and you can say that ID3 algorithm is an advancement of ID3 algorithm. Why? Because it is supporting so many advanced features like pruning, missing values estimation, all these things. But only the thing is, the common problem with both ID3 and C4.5 is they are failing or susceptible of outliers. So, they cannot handle fully the outlier values. So, that is the main differences and main thing about this C4.5 algorithm. So, thank you for giving me